Hello, CBM Junkies, and welcome to Comic Book Movie Report. I am your host, Chad Miller. In today's episode, I am going to rate the Marvel Cinematic Universe from worst to best. As we know, there are 14 films that have so far been released in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, to kind of describe how I went about this rating system, I took all the movies and put them into three categories: excellent, good, and okay. I don't necessarily think that any of the movies are awful by any means, but let's go ahead and get started with number 14. So number 14 is going to be The Incredible Hulk. Not too many people realize that this is a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It does set up the characters of Bruce Banner / Hulk for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, although a different actor has since portrayed Bruce Banner and Hulk, which is to the betterment of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Number 13 is Thor: The Dark World. The good points about this film is the fact that it does introduce another Infinity Stone into this film, and the other best part of this film is certainly Loki. While not a bad film per se, there is a lot of unnecessary action, over-the-top action sequences, and really not too much character development, which is the reason why it's being put down to number 13. Number 12 is Iron Man 3. I think most of us can agree that Iron Man 3 is the worst of the three Iron Man standalone films. It's kind of hard to find things to take away that are good about this film, aside the fact that I think it really shows Tony Stark's flaws and the fact that even though he's trying to do good, he realizes that his creations often do create bad things, which is something that carries on in future films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Number 11 is Thor. There is quite a few good things to take away from this film. For one, it was directed by Kenneth Branagh, who did an amazing job. It really set up Thor's universe in Asgard, and it gave us Loki, lots of Loki, which is always good. And I think that once Thor Ragnarok is out and in theaters, a lot of people are going to go back to this first Thor film and realize it's a much better movie than what it is. But for right now, it's where it's at. Number 10 is Captain America: The First Avenger. This movie does a great job of setting up the story for Captain America. I don't think it's all that well executed, but it really gives us a sense of time and place and really dives into the character of Steve Rogers. And who could forget the transformation scene? Hubba hubba. So while it does give us a lot of really good implements to, get this character of Steve Rogers and Captain America going, you don't take a lot out of this film. Some of the more disappointing facts is that, so many neat characters were introduced into this film that kind of went off into the Agent Carter TV spectrum, which didn't really take off. And I'm kind of sad about that, but it is what it is. Number 9 is Avengers Age of Ultron. While this story had a lot going for it, the epic battle between the big baddie tends to be a little bit of what Marvel Cinematic Universe's downside has become. We do get introduced to the Maximoff twins, and there's also future foreshadowing for other films in this movie as well. While it's not a great sequel, it doesn't live up to the first one, it's certainly not tremendously awful. Number 8 is Iron Man 2. So Iron Man 2 is definitely not as good as the first one, however it does set up a few things that we're going to see in future installments of the films and TV shows as well. We do get to see Tony Stark trying to redeem himself a little bit further in this film, which is certainly a theme that goes into future films as well. Number 7, Guardians of the Galaxy. This is one of the few standalone films so far in the MCU, and it's been an amazing journey. We are introduced to a ragtag bunch of space-going persons, and we are also introduced to the Earthbound Peter Quill. This movie ties more heavily into the cosmic adventures of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, also linking together Thanos and the Infinity Stones. So far, there have been no crossovers with any of the other characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. However, I'm sure that is bound to change, and with the sequel coming up soon, I hope that we get a little bit more interaction with the Guardians of the Galaxy with other members of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Number 6, AntMan. While this too is basically a standalone film from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it does tie heavily into the rich history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well, a point I really appreciated. In this film, we get to see that the Marvel Cinematic Universe actually existed well before what we thought, and it brings about several different aspects of what is brought to the core medium today. I love that this is a generally funny film. I like the direction that it took, and also, while the big epic big baddie scene is a bit of a failure yet again, it is a great film, and I certainly appreciate the casting and all the humor involved. Number 5, Iron Man. This is the film that starts the Marvel Cinematic Universe officially, and it is a phenomenal film. From the storytelling to the casting to the directing, this movie was practically flawless. I can't really say too much bad about it, aside the epic big baddie battle that was a little bit over the top and overdone. However, it did a really good job with setting up the theme for the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. Number 4, The Avengers. This is the movie that got to see everything that's been culminating so far in the Marvel Universe come together, and the Avengers fight their first battle as a team, and it is actually pretty darn incredible. Not only do we get more Loki, but we get to see the team interacting together, each member of the cast getting spotlighted, for the most part aside Hawkeye. And overall, the battle sequence was actually pretty decent. Number 3, Doctor Strange. So, as with Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy, we are kind of introduced to a different aspect of the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Doctor Strange. We get the mystic, cosmic level kind of intertwined a little bit here, and it's pretty darn good. The character of Doctor Strange isn't somebody that I'm tremendously familiar with, but because of the right casting, he came off as a fantastic character. While yet again the big baddie battle sequence wasn't really the greatest, it finally kind of took us into a different spectrum and made me kind of appreciate that Marvel might know exactly where their flaws are at. Number 2, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This movie was practically perfect on every level. I love that it had a political thriller kind of feel. It really fleshed out Steve Rogers as more than just a Captain America type hero. I kind of really, peeled away some layers, and also gave us some wonderful moments with Black Widow. We get introduced to Falcon, and Robert Redford is in this and is amazing. So, very good job on this one. Number 1, Captain America: Civil War. Now, if I thought that Captain America: The Winter Soldier was practically perfect on every level, I would have to say this is the most perfect movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We get almost every single character that has been introduced into the Marvel Cinematic Universe into this film, and a neat, nifty little Spidey surprise. So if this is the bar that Marvel is setting from here on out, it really needs to keep going forward, stronger, bigger, and better. Let's hope that Marvel isn't going to implode anytime soon, because I want more. Thank you so much, CBM Junkies, for watching this video and listening to my ratings of the Marvel Cinematic Universe worst to best. Tell me what you think in the comments below, because we do love interacting with you, and please be sure to subscribe to our ReddNSlymm Productions YouTube channel. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. You can support us at patreon.com/RNSProductions. Once again, we thank you for watching. Love and light to you all.